Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. I just spent an almost embarrassingly long amount of time watching Shark Tank this morning with my girlfriend. We got a little caught up in it. We just got Hulu not too long ago, and it was good. It was good, man. It gave me an idea for this video, actually. Okay, so looking at the way that billionaires invest in products and ideas and startups, there's a commonality that I want to share with you that it clicked a light bulb off in my head. And I was like, looking at all these entrepreneurs, some of them are pretty established and they've done things in the past. Some of this is like their pre-revenue. This is one of their first ideas, and occasionally they'll get picked up by a shark and invested in, grown to immense amounts of revenue. But I was thinking, I was like, hey, if I had to go back to your perspective, sitting on the other side of the camera, no successful Amazon products, but interested in selling on Amazon or selling a physical product anywhere in e-commerce, what are those core characteristics that I would want my product to have if I were to pitch to an investor about why it's an opportunity? Now let's get into it. Be sure to like and subscribe if you happen to be new, but without further ado, let's jump right into it. All right, so we're gonna move over to my computer here and let's just go straight to Amazon. So I've noticed the ideas that get picked up tend to look almost exactly like what I tend to say is good. So it's nice to know that, lots of reading, lots of studying people that are far more successful than myself has paid off at least as far as perspective goes. Because when you're analyzing things, there's no difference, right? I am an investor in a sense. I'm investing in myself and my business at the time, but I'm also investing in my ideas. And I don't necessarily control all my ideas. It's just an X amount of work that happens to be done. Appearances and consciousness happen, and then I tend to analyze them based on historical references of what's gone good in the past and what hasn't. That's basically how I'm functioning as an entrepreneur day to day. So if we were to look at one of the ideas was like this, like car seat divider for kids. So it wasn't actually this thing that goes on your lap. And clearly it didn't get picked up because, there's not too many of them on Amazon. But there's a crucial thing that all these investors want to see in a product. And it's actually, like I said, is very similar to what I want to see in a product. Now, when we're looking for this product, the main thing they want to know is, who are you selling this to, right? You see these typical ideas that'll come in, and it's kind of very stereotypical. It'll be like, I have the best invention, and it's so convenient. It solves this issue, this very niche issue. But if no one else is searching for a solution to that issue and it's just a daily annoyance, it doesn't do you any good. There has to be an active target audience that you're looking for. So the first thing I want you to know is when you're looking for a product, please do not just sell something because it's a cool product, or it's, you created this product. And you created this product wouldn't be in quotations if you actually did. That's almost like I was sarcastically saying that you did. The main thing you want to be looking for is, are people looking for this? Okay, so that's one of the main questions they would ask. Who are you selling this to? Who's your target audience? Are people coming back to buy this from you again? The next thing they want to ask is, how are you selling it for, or how much are you selling it for, and how much are you buying it for? So I think oftentimes we talk about good product ideas in good markets, and margins almost get left in the dust. It is really to your benefit to move towards a product that has high margins. Okay, and high margins doesn't mean the product has to cost a lot. One of the ideas that got picked up, and there's actually investors fighting over this idea, was a product that sells for $8.99, and the profit margins could be as low as $1 to $2 per unit. That's because they make up for that with volume. So don't be necessarily afraid if something doesn't cost a lot, as long as there is demand and there is healthy margins. That's one of the main things you're going to be looking for. And then after that, just how I always say this in all of my videos, why is your product better than the one that's already there? And a lot of the times, if it's too competitive of a space, the last episode I watched was a tech product. They won't even bother with it unless you're, basically talking about selling software to another tech company. If you're trying to build a new computer, you're trying to build a new phone, we don't need it, okay? Go somewhere where someone actually needs the product. So let's go to a product like, I love this example French press. If you came and you pitched a French press that was so unique on Shark Tank, do you think it would get picked up or not? No, they would most likely say, why does someone need your French press? There's already millions of these things, or hundreds of thousands of companies selling French presses. I don't need your French press. Okay, no matter how cool it is, how are you getting it to market? And then what are your margins? If these things only sell for $20, but your French press is so cool that you have to acquire it for $16, it still doesn't make sense, because even if you get people to buy it, those are razor thin margins. So going forward, what we're really looking for, and this is, we're using fundamentals of investing here that billionaires are putting into purpose. We're looking for a product that has existing demand, an existing search term history. In the case of Amazon, if it's just general physical or e-commerce stores outside of Amazon, you may not have softwares like Helium 10 or Jungle Scout to check on those things, but we'd be going off of demand as far as things like Facebook, or how active are people on social media looking for this product. And then lastly, how is your competition looking? If I could give you one piece of advice, and if I could go back, this is where I want to talk about what I would do if I could go back. I had the same amount I started when I started up $1,300. Well, I probably wouldn't change much, but I would change the way that I scaled. What I would do is, once I got my first product ranked in that really uncompetitive space, and let's just rewind even further than that. If you haven't found your first product, find a product that's going to be easy to rank. That'll be one of the best things for your confidence and your, just your momentum in Amazon. Please, for the love of whatever you believe in, sell a product that's going to be cash flow positive from week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. We'll give you a buffer month. By week 1, let's make it cash flow positive. In most cases, that's only going to happen if you're providing a product to an audience that doesn't yet have a lot of sellers selling to them, but is craving a product. That is the winning formula on Shark Tank. It was actually making me think a lot more long term, even about how I'm building my Amazon business. I don't necessarily just want to sell generic products. I want to build a brand that scales to 50, 60, 100, 200 million dollars. And to do that, you have to change the way you're looking at it. You have to say, what is a market that is untapped, that there's untapped potential in, and I need to find a creative way with good margins to approach that customer and build a respectable brand in that space. So from day one, lay yourself a positive foundation. Don't pick a product that is super competitive like this. I would much rather have you selling, I'm trying to think of something even right now. It's definitely more difficult to show you uncompetitive examples, but let me show you my example right now. So check this out. If you search macrame shelf, I'm ranked number 1 organically on desktop and mobile. This is my listing here. $50, so my margins are fantastic. I make $20 plus in profit margin if I sell one single unit. So I only have to sell 5 units a day to make $100 a day. Luckily, basically, I make, more than that. I usually make around 12 to 16 sales per day. So that's going great. And here's why this is something that's built on a foundation of something that reminds me of something that's worth investing in. It's a product that's clearly higher quality than my competition. That's, if we went X-rate it, this isn't actually super up to date, which I'm going to be making a video about that here in the future. About, I once made a video about Helium 10 versus Jungle Scout, which one is more accurate right now. Neither of them are totally accurate for my product, so we'll be touching on that in the future. But if I were to look here, the search volume is what I actually wanted to show you. It's 2.4 thousand customers looking for this product. And my next best competitor, which is actually selling the right product, again, this here, it goes without saying that it's an absolute garbage product. It just looks awful. It's just absolutely awful. And then we scroll further down, and you could actually see something very similar to mine. But again, the listing is just god awful. And they're actually more expensive than mine. I have a much better listing. I actually have a lower price. And this whole market is untapped. Okay, you'll see these things occasionally pop up, macrame shelves. None of them were able to tap into this market and approach that customer with a high quality listing like I was able to. So the point I'm making here, I don't run any ads on this product actually. I actually ranked it and I decided, I made an executive order to turn off all advertising. Okay, it's just built momentum on Amazon, and now it sells itself. Okay, where we did, it's one thing to talk, but here you go. See how much money I've made already today. I made, again, at 35% margin. I've already done $300 in sales. It's not going to focus because my camera's actually attached to my face. You could kind of see it. We did 3,500 in the past 7 days so far, and that's just on this one product. That's currently the only product that is really. There's a couple other small ones that are selling okay, but this is my main venture right now, and I plan on scaling my macrame brand. But it's such an untapped space. So my advice that I would give to you, if I were to go back to nothing and I had to start from scratch, sell a product where there's very, very little competition, even if that's going to lead to slightly smaller revenues, incomes, or sales in the beginning, because you can build that up over time. You can slowly venture out and capture more and more of that uncompetitive audience that you've tapped into. But don't try and sell the French press as your first product. Don't try and sell the listing that has 500 other competitors as your first product. Now, again, when I'm talking about competitors, now this has competitors. There are some, but they're not high quality competitors. And actually you could see here, there's 391 results, which is actually really low for something like this. But 391 results, people are like, well, aren't you worried about all these people down here? No, because they're not making any sales. I mean, if they're not converting, but there's people looking for it, that means those listings aren't good. It doesn't mean the product's not good. So make the product that the customer is actually looking for with a high quality listing, and then you can actually sell that product to that customer. It's the basis of it, right? If these aren't selling because they're garbage listings and people haven't tapped into this, well, take full advantage of that. I plan on selling many more listings in this market. I'm already in the process of manufacturing that and just kind of dominating this macrame shelf market. So that's my plans. Hopefully you found some good, valuable content in this. You could take away from this and maybe it sways you a little bit of how you were going to sell your first product on Amazon or any platform. That's going to do it for today's video, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe if you happen to be new here. And without further ado, I'll be seeing you in another video tomorrow here on the channel. Later.